I know the legs are sexy, but I need you to pay attention. Sometimes, as a creator, it's important to go away outside of your comfort zone and the places you know in order to create. And I got to do just that at the Brooklyn Poetry Slam Regiment Writing Retreat hosted by Mahogany Brown and Jai Poetic. For those that don't know, before William Evans and I created Black Nerd Problems and were doing TV reviews and comic book reviews and started writing pop culture essays, we were just nerds in the slam poetry scene. Yes, that's me from way back, and yeah, I still have that thing on me. Poetry was a huge part of my life since high school. I've always loved writing poetry and getting to compete in slam poetry competitions and meeting my friends there and building a whole community there. And your boy was alright, you know, he did alright for himself, got a book out, and that love never waned. But as I got older and got more into pop culture and becoming a content creator and writing essays, I just fell in love with that. And the give and take is I can write you an essay right now, no outline, like a sicko, but writing poems is a bit more difficult for me now. It's like something I gotta get used to again. But sometimes you just gotta go away to come back, which is what's dope about the Brooklyn Poetry Slam Regiment Writing Retreat. They send you to Colorado. We got to stay in the Trinchera Ranch just out here in nature. I'm talking nature. It was looking like Hyrule Breath of the Wilds out there, but they still had Wi-Fi. And this felt like an actual retreat too, cause like, yo, you're in Colorado around all this nature and you wake up in your room and it's like, all right, well, there's no excuses now. You don't have to be the person you are in, like, you know, your regular day-to-day life. Now it's just about you, just about what you want to create. So who are you when you're alone? There aren't no excuses around you now, so let's get to it. I found out I'm Hawkeye because they had an archery range set up there, so I was being sure to get my writing done so I could go out on that range. I was putting in work on that bow. They also had a fitness center. They had hiking trails. They had all these other different activities for you to do while you were writing. For me, archery really helped me focus because it's something I've always loved to do whenever I got the chance. I got to do this thing I love, archery, while thinking about the poems I was writing, then going back and, you know, fixing the poems, editing the poems, creating more with the poems, and finding myself falling back in love with this art that I used to be so dedicated to. There's also activities outside the ranch as well, like the Fort Garland Museum, which used to be the base for the Buffalo Soldiers. Buffalo Soldiers Revision takes a more complex look at the relationship of the Buffalo Soldiers and the relationship with the military, as well as the indigenous natives. Also at the Fort Garland Museum are exhibits about the indigenous natives, the enslavement that they went through, as well as them today having the highest enlisting rate in the military, and that exhibit's called Why We Serve. And in it, you see all the different reasons for their enlistments that folks gave. And they also don't shy away from the folks that enlisted and felt otherwise afterwards. And after a week of doing these activities and writing, we got to perform at the Adams State Experimental Theater. And I'll have you know, I wasn't just out there doing archery, I did write a poem. This event was so special because it's a collaboration of so many organizations, the Cultural Center, the Fort Garland Museum, the Brooklyn Poetry Slam, then having all these different writers from different portions of poetry come together to put on a show. I'm always a fan of getting to see my people work, and I love that this was taking place in Colorado because I knew I had to go. Because my mother's favorite country singer is a man named John Denver who was from Colorado, and I had a whole open letter about John Denver writing to him, and it's kind of like for my mom as well. So I knew like, oh, this, yeah, I had to be there for this, and I'm really glad I got to go. I can never give enough praises to Mahogany Brown and Jai Poetic. They always know how to throw an event because they've been doing this shit for years. They're masters of this. And this writing retreat sounds like something that you'd like to be a part of. You can check out more information on the Brooklyn Poetry Slam Instagram. I also know this retreat had a huge effect on me because I went out and bought a compound bow and a longbow, but that's a different video.